What's going on, guys? Welcome to our channel. My name is Ryan.
I'm Lindsay.
And together we go by Rinzy. We are full-time shoe resellers. We've been full-time for just under 3 years. We pay all of our bills and then some, buying and selling shoes for profit. Today, we are going to talk about shipping shoes. Right now we ship between 20 and 30 pairs every single day, and there are some intricacies based on the size of the shoes, if it's multiple pairs going in the same order, and we want to break down step by step exactly how to ship shoes.
So a few things to keep in mind before we dive into our shipping methods. These are shipping methods for Poshmark and Mercari. Those are primarily where we sell shoes. We also typically only use USPS, US Postal Service, for our shipping.
It's important that we point that out because the boxes we're going to be showing you are free, and we get them free from USPS. They're sent to our house for free. You can order as many as you want. That saves us a tremendous amount of money. However, because they are USPS boxes and they're free, you can't use another carrier. It's actually illegal to use these boxes if you're shipping through UPS or if you're shipping through FedEx. So keep that in mind. Also, it's super important to understand there is so many different ways to do this. This is just the way that we do it. If you want to do it this way, that's fine. But if you have a different way, that's okay as well. There's so many different ways to ship shoes. Here's how we do it. All right, here's some shipping that we did this morning. We're going to show you exactly how to ship shoes and how we ship shoes. Here's some of the supplies that we use that have been ordered from USPS, as well as some boxes we got from Home Depot. We'll talk about those a little bit later on. Here's the supplies we use. Obviously, scissors, tape. We've got a little scale, some bubble wrap. We have some stickers and some handwritten notes on some index cards. Let's dive right in. So when shipping one pair of shoes, here is exactly what we do. We pull off 2 squares of the bubble wrap. We're going to use those as measurements, ways to make it a little bit easier. There's 1 square. Here's the second square. Place the shoes on the bubble wrap. Get a little piece of tape ready just to make it a little bit easier. And then we'll show you exactly how we set up the shoes. So take the shoes, flip one over, so it's almost like a puzzle piece. You're going to be putting them together. Place right in the middle of the 2 sheets and just fold it over. Always put the writing to the outside, facing away from the shoes, just so that the writing, if you're doing notes, doesn't ever touch the shoe. Use the tape, and then we throw a little sticker right on there.
So now that you have the pair of shoes all wrapped up and ready to go, when you only have one single pair of shoes like this, you can use the USPS shoe box. As you can see, this is flat right now, but once you pop it open, you'll be able to fold down the top and a simple piece of tape across the top to seal it up. Stretch it right over. And make sure you press the tape down really well so that it doesn't pop open or anything in the shipping process. And then you'll be able to just slide the pair of shoes right in perfect. Bubble wrap to protect it from bouncing around off stuff. And then just close it up. Same thing, fold in the tabs, piece of tape across the top, and push it down so you get all the air bubbles out and it's nice and tightly closed.
So when you have a pair that's a little bit bigger than just a normal pair of shoes like these boots, here is what we do. We have found that 2 pieces of the bubble wrap just isn't enough, so we're going to use 3 pieces. Again, it just makes sure you're not wasting bubble wrap, but also make sure that it's covering the whole shoe. So 1, 2, 3 pieces. Take one of the boots and you line it up with the edge of one of the sections. Then you take that, pull it right over and tuck it underneath. This is so the shoe isn't rubbing, or the boot isn't rubbing up against the other boot. And then again, just like a puzzle piece, you line it up, making sure there's nothing written on this one, but imagine you've just written a note, a thank you note. Make sure that is where the sole of the boot is, and then you just pull the bubble wrap right over. Throw your little thank you sticker on there if you want, and you're good to go. That's how we wrap up boots. You also, here's talking about shoes that come in their original box. You never want to ship a pair of shoes just by putting the shipping label on this box. So what we do is we make sure that the presentation is good. Also, we get this question a lot. We got these from Marshalls. We always clip the Marshalls tag off before we ship it out. Just real easy. Just make sure that there's no Marshalls price tags on there. Then we take the filling that comes in the original box and just make sure it's nice and neat. This is just an added piece of paper that was already in there. And again, you just want to create the puzzle piece. Make sure you put the paper over one of the shoes. Just like a puzzle, make sure it fits right in there. Put the paper over. And again, this is important. When you have a personalized thank you note, make sure the writing is away from the shoe. So it's actually touching the paper and not the shoe. And then we're ready to put it in the box. Also, with 2-pair bundles, we're going to show you how to set this up, and then we're going to show you the box that we use for these 3 scenarios. So for a 2-pair bundle, it's slightly different. You're going to take 3 pieces of the bubble wrap. Again, you're going to want to fit these like a puzzle piece, flip it over. However, instead of the pairs being close together like this, you're going to want to put them a little bit further apart so that the toe boxes are touching. That makes these shoes a lot skinnier in the box and allows you to actually put 2 in, as we're about to show you, into the same box without crumpling the shoes together. You want to make sure they're nice and firm, but you don't want to jam shoes into a box. So as you can see, we put 3 pieces of tape, and then make sure that your thank you note, the writing is away. If there was writing on there, it'd be facing away from the shoe. And then you're just lightly pulling the bubble wrap over. You had those 3 pieces of tape in, tucking the bubble wrap in, and then you've got your 3 pieces of tape. So it's nice and firm, but the shoes are not jam-packed together, and then it's nice and slender. And you see we're going to do this with the second pair of shoes as well, so that it fits nice and snug but not jammed into the box. So again, we're just going to repeat. You got 3 pieces of bubble wrap, 1, 2, 3. Then you've got your shoes. Make sure you flip one over like a puzzle piece, and then slide it down so just the toe boxes are touching. You're going to take 1 piece of tape, put it on the middle of this side, 1 piece of tape on the middle of this side, and then a final piece of tape on the end. That just makes it easier when you're pulling the bubble wrap together. Again, you don't want to force it. Just pull that over, pull that piece over, tuck the bubble wrap in. Boom, you've got your tape already there. Same on this side. And then as you can see, you've got 2 long, kind of skinny packages ready to go into the box. Put your thank you notes on, and you're ready to put it in the box.
So for all 3 of those, we use the USPS 1095 box. We're able to use the single pair of boots that's a little bigger than the shoe box, a pair of shoes that's in its original box, as well as this 2-pair bundle that Ryan packaged up really nicely. As you can see, a 1095 as it comes is way too narrow to fit any of these pairs of shoes. So we're going to modify it to look like this, which will be able to fit all 3 of these options. So now we'll show you how to modify. So take your 1095 box and lay it flat, and we're going to actually use one of the USPS shoe boxes all taped up in order to make our modified 1095. So find the side with 2 of your red stripes, and it also has the shorter seam on it, and take the shoe box and put it on it and make sure it's lining up directly with the side of your 1095. Then you'll take a pair of scissors and gently score the box. You're not cutting all the way through, but you want to make sure you break just that surface of the box. And then you'll just cut up from the bottom up along your score line to where the top of the box starts. So you'll make an extra little tab. And then you'll turn the box around and you'll do the same thing. Just cut right up the score line to that flap. Flip your box over. Find the 2 line side as well as the little seam. Take your shoe box and line it up right along the edge. And then once again, you're just scoring down the length of the box. Take the scissors and go ahead and cut up from the bottom along the score line to the base of where the box folds. Do the same thing on this side. And then as you'll see, you'll be able to just fold the box right up. And as you can tell, it's a lot wider than the normal 1095. So you have a lot more room to stick anything that has a little more height in it. Then simply fold down the top. Put one piece of tape right along lengthwise the top of the box. Make sure it's down really tight, and then we like to take another piece and put it the opposite direction just to really keep the box from popping open or anything. And then the last thing we do is on the sides that you scored, we like to reinforce that fold with a piece of tape just so it doesn't break open or anything, just a precaution, so it doesn't break. And that's it. There's the modified 1095. Now we'll show the pairs going into this modified 1095. So here's the single pair of boots that was nicely wrapped up. As you can see, you can slide it right in there and then just fold the top closed and you'll be able to seal it up like that. Now we'll take these out. And here is the pair with its original box. And we always want a double box so that box doesn't get harmed. And then just slide it in and seal it up. And then one more option with this box is the 2-pair bundle. So each pair is individually wrapped, but we put them next to each other and then just slide it right in like that. And just seal it up, piece of tape across the top.
So sometimes you'll come across some boots like these snowboard boots or a little bit taller boots that will not fit into that modified 1095 box. So we're going to show you how we wrap these up and then show you how to make the box to fit these. So instead of 3 pieces of bubble wrap, we usually go 4 for the boots, as we mentioned, that are a little bit taller in height. 1, 2, 3, and there's your 4th piece of bubble wrap. So similar to how we wrapped up the other shoes, you take one piece, line it up with the length of 1 square of bubble wrap, bring it over the top, tuck it in, and then like a puzzle piece opposite of its other side, make sure it's nice and snug. Get a little piece of tape ready, and you're going to want to pull the bubble wrap over the top. Make sure you put your thank you note at the sole of the boots so it rests right up against the sole. And then make sure it's nice and snug. Pull a little bit tight. And then there you go. Now you can, if you want, put more bubble wrap along this way. We haven't found it necessary, but if you'd like and want to be precautious, you can absolutely do that as well. Then we put our thank you sticker on. And you're good to go.
So for pairs this big, as you can see, this will not fit in our modified 1095. But what we can do is take 2 1095s and combine them together to form a box that'll fit these. So now we'll show how to do that. So take each box, take the first one, it's the 1095 USPS, and look for your seam that holds the box together. And you'll simply just rip it open. It should just come nicely unglued right at that point. Then you can take that side all the way up until the first little tab and cut that side of the box right off. So you'll cut right up that seam all the way off, and you can put that aside and recycle it or use it for some other project, whatever you want. Then you'll take the other 1095, find that seam that you can just easily rip right open along the glued edge. Find that first tab, cut right up. So you're doing the exact same thing you did on the first box to this box. Then set aside that piece. So you have two halves of boxes that look identical. Take one and you'll want to flip it over so you're matching the sides. So the side with the little extra tab, you're matching with the flat side. Put them together, and then you're making sure the top is lined up as well as the tabs, and just run a piece of tape all the way from the top of that seam all the way down. You'll then, you can smooth it out, then you'll be able to flip the box over and do the exact same thing on this side. So the edge with the little tab, you're putting against the flat edge and just running a piece of tape all the way from the top down to the bottom. Smooth it out so that it stays nice and secure. And then as you can see, you'll be able to open it right up. Oh, there we go. Into this larger size box. And then fold the sides down and the top. And then we like to put one piece of tape across the top, straight across that seam, and push it down really well. And then we'll also put a piece of tape this way across just to give it a little bit of extra stability. And then we also go along the sides because that seam is only attached by that one piece of tape. We want to make sure to secure it with another piece so that in the shipping process it doesn't come apart or anything. So go ahead and do that next piece of tape. And then as you can see, you have a larger 1095 box that you can take these larger items. Let's try, here we go. Make sure bubble wrap is pushed down, and then you can just slide it right in. And then you can pick it up, put in your ends, fold down the sides. We like to put that one piece across the top. And then we'll put that second piece along this direction. And there you go, all set to ship. So for other larger pairs or maybe bundles of more than 2 pairs, things like that, we simply go to Home Depot and we get these extra small boxes. They're always under $1 and they work perfectly to be able to put multiple pairs or just larger pairs in general. And they just fold up super simple like this. Just take the top and the sides. And we, like most of our boxes, like to put the one piece of tape along this way to keep those sides in. And then we'll also put a second piece the other direction just to make sure it's nice and secure. And there you go. You can put whatever you need to put inside there. Fold it up and it's good to go.
Here's some bonus content as well. We picked up a very inexpensive scale from Walmart just to confirm the weights of packages. Especially when you're modifying boxes, you always want to keep that into account when getting the final weight. We got this scale, I think it was under $15 at Walmart.
All right, that's what we got for you guys today.
If you guys have any questions at all, jump into the comments below. And again, keep in mind, we are talking about selling shoes and shipping shoes on Poshmark and Mercari. We're also talking about using these free USPS boxes because 99% of our shipping is done through USPS. We hope you guys are enjoying our content that we are putting out. Again, if you have any questions, jump into the comments below. Until the next video, we hope you enjoy each and every single step.